Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, this is the last video where I'm going to show you the complete CI/CD process in Jenkins Kubernetes, and we are going to um, do the stuff regarding the deployment in um, our EKS cluster, which is the AWS, right? And from GKE cluster where we set up our Jenkins. So this is something which I already covered in the previous videos. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch that. So what we are going to do, we are going to set up our third pipe, right? Or our other, or I can simply cover this or updated the existing configuration. So simply navigate to this, and I'm going to use my pipe, which is the complete CI/CD pipe. So let me show you, and I will show you the understanding regarding to that in this video, right? So guys, this is the complete CI/CD part where we are building with Kaniko. We are not doing any mounting with regard to the mounting of Docker socket in our containers pods, right? So simply navigate to this guy, and I'm going to paste it. Then we are going to add some stuff which is regard to the pipeline requirement, and I will show you all the understanding of this pipe as well. So let me navigate to this section. Okay, in this pipeline, what we are doing, we are going to do the CI part, right? I'm going to call this container Cloud Geek CA. I'm going to use the same Python Slim image which I've used in the previous video, CA, right? And for the CD, I'm going to use the um, Python Slim, right? And um, I'm going to show you regarding that. So in that CD, I'm going to use Helm and deploy deploy my image on Amazon EKS cluster for build process CI. We are using the Kaniko, right? As I also covered this in the previous video. So this is the first stage. You can say that we are I mean, we are going to build with Kaniko. So, but in that section, we are going to use this Cloud Geek CI container, right? So the repo credits we already added in the previous video. What it does, it is going to simply clone our private repository. As you know, in production we use private repositories. It is going to clone this private repository and install the relevant packages, right? And then we are going to simply do the stuff regarding our push image to our push our image to our registry, container registry, which is Docker Hub at this moment, but you can use any ECR or GCR registries as well. So build number, it is the default variable which is available in Jenkins. You can see all the variables from the Jenkins documentations. These are available. As in previous videos, we have used the latest, and now we don't want to use the latest tag. Now what we will be doing, we can use this build number, but you can do any customization with tags, so it is completely possible even with the Kaniko, right? So as we discussed that we need two containers. This is going to be your artifact, like it is going to pull your private repositories from anywhere like GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. So it is going to pull that, and this repo is going to be available, which has the Docker file and all that stuff. It's going to available in this container, and from that we are going to navigate into this, and we are going to simply push our image with this build number. I don't know what it is going to be, but this is the tag we want to use. Okay, deploy with Helm. Now this is where comes the CD part, right? For the CD part, what we need to do, as I discussed, Helm repo creds. So I'm using two repositories for Helm repo creds. Let me show you that what is mean by that. Let me copy this part. So Helm repo cred is my another repo, right? I will be uh, cloning this repo somewhere. So this is key 8 Helm chart. It is also the private repo. So in this section, what we are going to use, we are going to clone our this private repo for CA process. My code is living in this private repo where I do the CA part, pull and build the image and push to Docker Hub, any private or public registry, but you need credential to push. So then I'm going to use my create Helm charts. So I do have separate repositories for my application. I'm going to pull this. So we need to create credential for this as well. As I discussed in my previous video, um, we can use tokens. So I already covered that. So let me navigate to the section where we can use the credential with regard to this. So navigate to the developer settings. This is the new feature introduced by GitHub. So fine grained control where we can give specific repository full access. Only specific repository can has even fine-grained access. But we are going to give full access in for this demo to a specific repository. So I'm going to call this Cloud Geek CT, right? So from here, instead of all repos, I'm going to only select specific repo, and it is going to be key at Helm, where I've stored all my charts. So I'm, giving you the production ready understanding where you can use such processes to pull your private repos and do the stuff. So by watching these videos till end, you can have all the understanding and you can use the same stuff right by yourself in your account. And once you have all the understanding, you should be able to perform all these tasks in production ready. So as far as the fine grain access, you can definitely reduce all the accesses, but as this is the demo, I can't, cover all the stuff regarding the fine grid access, but I'm going to giving full access to specific repo, which is this one, right? So anyway, I'm going to create this token. You can change the date, you can do customization. So this is going to be the token for that, but as per our discussion, right? So here I was, right? Okay. Okay. So, okay, right. So, this is the Helm repo cred ID, right? What I'm going to do, navigate to the Jenkins, click this down icon and click Manage Jenkins, although you can navigate from here as well, but this is some, big screen. So I'm going to click Global, add credential, select secret text, right? And I'm going to give this ID, right? And the secret is going to be this token. So simply copy this guy. So once you moved from this screen, you will not able to see this token. So save this token somewhere else, right? So anyway, this part is done with regard to the providing this uh, creating this credential ID. Then we are going to use AWS access keys ID, right? And the later on, I'm going to show you the stuff. So what we are going to do, we are going to create AWS access keys and secret access key. Although there is a plugin available for that, but for this demo, I'm going to simply use this secret text, right? Um, I'm going to call the same way, right? And the access key ID is going to be this, which is just, a sandbox, and I'm going to simply remove it after this video. So why we are creating this? Because we need to have access to our EKS cluster for the deployment. That is why we are creating it. And if I navigate to back to this guy, and need to create this key as well, right? So I'm going to add credential regarding the AWS. Okay, simply put this ID. Uh, oops, let me remove this guy. Refresh it, and I'm going to put this and also give this same description. So secret is going to be definitely this one. So, and then I'm going to show you the other step what we are doing in our pipe. So this is the secret, and the last stuff which we are going to now create is the AWS default region. Let's say I want to keep it secret, and I want to use this stuff in my pipeline as well. So this is the stuff, guys, we are now doing with the CD part, right? And CI I've already shown you in the previous video, but definitely we are going to cover the CI as well, and I'm going to show you the updated part. So this secret is going to be this one. Let me show you that just for visibility. If I type in that, it is going to be not shown. So simply this is one US East one. This is our region, but let's say we want this guy to be encrypted by Jenkins in our pipeline, so no one should be able to see, or we can share the pipeline, or developers can't see that, right? So this is the stuff with regard to that, and hopefully we have set up all the stuff regarding our secrets. So let me copy this pipe, and I'm going to simply paste it in that particular section, or might be have pasted it but not remember. Anyway, I'm going to, oops, by mistaken, I've done that, but no problem. I'm okay. Click the dashboard. Okay, we're back. Click on this configure, and I'm going to just to make sure that I'm pasting all the stuff again regarding the CD part as well. So save it. Let's try to build it, and then I'm going to show you all the part with regard to the CD, and we are going to do the deployment on our EKS cluster, and I'm going to show you all the stuff. In EKS as well. So let's try to save it. Let's see if the connection port forwarding is still handling by that container, or let me do GKE 90 port. Okay, so let me go from here. So click on the configure section again, and let me do the stuff again. Okay, apply and save. Okay, save it. So let's try to build it again. Okay, and this is going to be our complete CI/CD pipeline, right? So let me navigate to the out section, and I just want to show you some of the stuff that now we are cloning the two private repositories, one for CI, which we are going to do, build process with Kaniko. which have our code available. Once that's done, we are going to push that images if everything goes well, right? That is going to send the image to our repository in Docker Hub, and we are going to now, but in this CI process, we are going to use the different tagging as we have discussed. So let me show you the part we are going to do this step regarding the CI, and like this is the CI, and we are going to do this stuff. So let me show you the live pipeline as well, and we are using as I discussed in the second part of our series, Jenkins Kubernetes built with Kaniko. That in Docker file we are installing some of the packages like AWS CLI and other stuff which I've already shown you guys. So if you haven't watched that particular video, you can watch that. So what it is currently doing. It is installing some of the stuff regarding the AWS CLI. It is then going to build our image with Kaniko and then push that particular image into our Docker Hub repository with the specific tag, right? So let it finished. I need to show you guys all the stuff with regard to the understanding, so you should be able to see that what is happening. So seems like now we are on the second section. So but let me navigate up, and or I should say the scroll up. You see these are the access keys, ID and secret access keys. ID is now available, and I'm going to cover that as well later. But as far as the push, our CI process, which has been pushed to our Docker Hub. Let me scroll. So um, even from the Docker Hub, let me refresh it. So the latest tag, let me show you by clicking on that. So first of all, you see pushed a minute ago, but we should have a different tag. Like you see from change from latest to uh, tag 3, which is the number of our pipeline. So if I navigate to this section, you see where we have clone our repo, right? And that is where the packages installation of AWS CLI is started in Docker file. And let me scroll it down, right? So, and I want to show you that specific tag. You see, this is where it pushed the image to our repo and used that particular tag, which is the build number, which I've already covered. So it is successfully done. Then what we are going to do, log in into CD Helm repo, right? And if you see from the pipeline, I'm echoing the stuff with regard to um, our access key and secret access key. Just want to show you those are encrypted, not available in our pipeline. And then we are going to export these as environment variables. And then I'm going to show you the build number as well, which is you see 3. That's why it is echoing it 3. And we are going to do app update. We are going to use the latest stable version of AWS CLI that is not with apt command. We are actually let me show you that part. What we are doing here, we're going to use an installation of git curl, unzip, and sudo. Now we need sudo and unzip for AWS CLI, right? And then I'm going to show you the AWS version. Then I'm going to simply clone the kube config. I mean, hold my kube config um, from this command by using this command from AWS, and then I'm going to install the kubectl stable version latest, and then I'm going to show you nodes, how many nodes of EKS cluster have available, then I'm going to use the installation of Helm. And right, and as we are cloning this repo, that's why we made credentials for that, and this is going to be the private token cd into create Helm, and I'm going to use this Helm upgrade command. So it might give an error. Let me show you that part, and we are going to fix it. So this is the stuff which we have done so far, and then what we are going to do, in case of any error, we will fix it. But that is the understanding I need to show you guys. um, that's why I've added the stuff. But in production, what you can do, simply build your cd image with your required and relevant packages, or you can simply pull the image, for instance, with the AWS CLI or gcloud CLI. You can pull those particular images and do where you don't have to do the installation, right? But for this demo, I've intentionally done all the steps. So this is actually, what it has done. It is installed the latest version of AWS CLI. So it is inflating. Let me do. Let me scroll it down. I just want to show you all the steps, because it is not easy in this pipeline to move to that specific step. So, but I mean, some of the step I can't remember, so I want to show you the sequence wise what it is actually doing. So now, you see, it has the latest version of AWS CLI, kubectl get nodes. We should be able to see our nodes in our EKS cluster. You see, these are the nodes. I mean, single node cluster on EKS. You see, this is the EKS, and we are doing the installation of Helm and finish success. So, I mean, everything with regard to um, the pipeline is successful, and we are going to see in AWS. And the last command I just want to show you from the pipeline, okay, is this command. So, what we have done, we have created the credential for our repository, and this is important, guys. Jenkins service account. So, and by default, this service account is created in Kubernetes, but we need to create this role binding. Um, and let me show you that. Okay, these are the basic command, but for this pipe, what we need to do, we need to first of all create manually this namespace. Why we're creating the namespace hello? Let me show you that in the Helm command, and we are going to create a role binding to give Jenkins permission to deploy the Helm chart. So this is the service account, and we are going to use namespace hello, right? And from the pipeline, let me show you that this is the Helm command, Helm upgrade install hello, right? And these are the values YAML file. I'm not going to cover all the step in Helm. Regarding Helm, this I also covered in my other YouTube videos. You can watch those videos. So this is the build number, and this is the namespace we use. And regarding the atomic, all these flags I have covered in my other videos. So let me show you this part. So let me navigate to. You see, this is our EKS cluster. So kubectl get all in namespace hello, and I'm going to show you the Helm chart is also going to be deployed. So let first of all pull the stuff, all the stuff which we have in our namespace hello, and we are going to then pull our application which has been deployed by Jenkins, and you can use this simple pipe to use CI/CD process. So if I do Helm Helm ls hyphen capital A, it will show all the namespaces, but in Jenkins I can type that. But you see, this is our revision. This is the first revision. So let me simply do the port forwarding to this application. So I'm going to simply click this guy, right? And let me do kubectl. Okay, port forward. Okay, kubectl port forward, forward, dash dash address is going to be, let's say, all interfaces, and it is running on 80. So let's say my port, I just want to be put 80 in namespace. You can put in end, but I usually would like to put somewhere here in namespace hello. And let's say if everything goes well, might be okay. I forget to put the service name, port forward to what, to this guy. And let's say we should be able to access. So guys, as this is running in container, so let me navigate to the AWS section and let me type the local host 4080. So guys, this is our application. So that is it regarding the CI/CD. Build with Kaniko, deploy with Jenkins Helm in Kubernetes. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. And have a nice day.